Hi, I'm Saren.
And I'm Ray.
We're your Spider Baby hosts from To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast, as well as proud members of the collective.
You're listening to Capes and Lunatics. Gimme, gimme.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Foxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
All organic, farm to table.
Hell!
Just the way I like it.
Check a little Hellfire social media for that joke. Welcome back. It's been a few weeks since we had a regular episode of the Capes and Lunatics. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me, as always, the traveling man has returned home. It is
Charlie, the Professor Essa. I forgot my name.
And she brings the victims to her. It is.
Hey y'all, it's Wolf Hummer.
So, looking through the news, there must be a ton of stuff that's been talked about.
And don't forget, those hard R movie reviews are topless.
But my boobs.
Phil, it's your turn. We're all going around robin. It's your turn.
Oh, then you'll be the time after Little Hellfire. All right.
I'll convince my wife Marnell to take a hit for this.
Nice.
What? She can not wear a hat.
You two
That's what Jethro thought topless waitresses were. They don't wear a hat.
Please, you people want to sacrifice. Just don't drink during the episode.
So what's on the agenda, gentlemen?
All right, Reach. Did everyone watch that?
Hey, that makes Charlie Kelly.
Or Kathy Lee, thank you very much. If they
I
could
don't know
see
who that
me
is.
now.
She called you the young one, Charlie S. Or go with it. The younger one.
And you get to be married to Mark Consuelos, so.
Kathy Lee's married to Frank Gifford,
Yeah,
so
but he's
But
dead.
might be a relief at a certain point in your life, Hey, it's nice, but it's like, it's the death do we part. And then we say, you know what, we parted. It was good. It was good.
No, I'm free to
No
date.
hard feelings, but
I said death to his part.
now
I'm free to date.
I can have the whole bed.
Hey-o.
What's on the agenda?
Phil knows what I'm talking about.
Hey-o.
He won't admit it, but he knows.
Hey-o. So, did everyone watch that Deadpool and Korg review trip?
Yes!
Thing for Free Guy?
Oh, that was so lovely. And so nice of Marvel to just say, sure, what the heck, go ahead, you guys. Go ahead, you crazy kids, you have
Throw it in.
What do you think that, maybe not out of the goodness of their heart, but maybe because Deadpool's coming to the MCU? Hey-o.
Well, no, it's out of the goodness of their heart that they said, yes, these two characters can interact in this. There are lawyers involved in everything, Philip.
Go ahead, throw it in.
Oh no, I'm sure contract, stuff was signed.
Yeah,
still,
yeah, no,
but Deadpool's coming to the MCU too. So,
and this is all to promote their movie. And granted, both of them are power players, so it's not like they want to anger them. But it's also utilizing the intellectual property. So even if the producers don't want it, so even if Feige doesn't want to anger them, there are still actual lawyers that have to be consulted and that actually have the power to push back at Feige and say, no, the content Bible says this cannot be done in this way at this time for this purpose. So, but given that it's Korg and Deadpool, I think that was the real reason why it was good, which is, why it worked so perfectly anyway, because you really could just accept both of those guys.
And it's a multiverse of madness anyway. Who cares?
It is now!
Oh, after Loki, yeah. Lilith, you probably didn't watch Loki yet, did you?
We'll talk about that.
I listen to all the spoilers. I don't need to watch it.
It's okay.
TikTok tells me everything I need to know in between 60 to 180 seconds. I'm good.
And stay tuned
I
for
will tell
super
you this.
connectivity.
if you miss 1980s Bill Cosby, was a good episode. And
I
that's
do
all
not.
I'll say.
I never really liked the Cosby Show. I'm more of a different world kind of person.
Different world.
I didn't
Fair
see.
enough,
I didn't see one man in a funny sweater eating hoagies. All right, come on.
And
Now we know what the hoagies were a euphemism for.
Whoa!
there you go. Well, they do make you sleepy. So
Exactly.
Phil knows. He's had a Philly cheesesteak or
Whoa!
Actually,
Whoa! You're the one traveling the country.
I'm just saying, a big meat-laden sandwich, it's going to make you loogie. It's going to make you sleepy. You eat that big sandwich, you're going to want to take a nap.
Little hellfire.
Or like in How I Met Your Mother, eating sandwiches was a euphemism for smoking marijuana.
But I actually think when Ross and Joey slept together, it was after a big meal. And probably sandwiches, knowing Joey. So I think they had 2 big sandwiches, watched Die Hard, and then they slept together. And it was really just the best sleep either of them had ever had together. And it
The
was
real ship they were too afraid to go for. We all know.
well, they always are. They always are. They were always afraid to ship with Joey. You know, Joey was the one. He slept with everyone except his friends. But that was. Meanwhile, all the friends are sleeping with each other. It's like, oh, come on. Joey was the best one.
Yeah,
Joey was the best one.
Phoebe and Joey, I know. They should have been together. She ended up with Ant-Man.
Yeah, well, you know.
Worst way to go out. Worst ways to go
Hey,
out.
man, the Eternal
You can
Man.
end up with Ross.
That's true. That's true.
No.
But no,
Although she did say she would marry Ross for the money. And then after
Nice.
she killed Ross, she would marry Joey.
how much money could Ross have?
That
He was
was-
married like 3 times.
Only one of them was taking child support.
Oh,
and
true,
money.
true.
Yeah.
Well, he had a kid with Rachel.
I don't even know if he actually paid alimony to. They never
Yeah,
had
because
the
you never
alimony.
saw that kid after a while, so...
Well, after
Maybe he gave up his parental rights.
After
I
him-
don't know.
after him and Rachel had a kid, yeah, you didn't see Ben anymore. Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, you know. And to be fair, I think that the other wife probably wanted to say, we don't need his money. I can support you. We're a family.
And that's how Ben became that weird, creepy kid that never takes his hat off on Riverdale. End of story.
Well, could she get child support too? Because she remarried, so it's like.
Child support is different than alimony.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and actually, it depends on the laws in that specific state as well as.
New York's a free for all, though. So.
Well, true.
You
But
have to pay child support till you're 21, till your kid's 21.
But if she's not receiving aid and she is not demanding child support, there is no child support owed. It's just because it's only if you're taking from the state that the state gets involved and puts out warrants.
I would just show up and go, come on, man, I teach paleontology. How much money do you think I'm really making here?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm just saying they all lived very comfortable lives, so I don't think.
Apartment.
I don't think Ross was paying alimony. That's all I'm saying, because I think that his wife left him for another woman. I think that in their own perspective, they felt they didn't need him or his money. You know, they don't need his schmeckle. They don't need his money. They don't need his schmeckle. They don't need his shekel.
They don't need his sperm-filled money. That's what Charlie's saying.
Don't talk. That was a good line. If they don't need his schmeckle, they don't need his shekels. See, because it works. It's a pun. It's a play on words. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. And so I don't think he actually paid child support to them because it never came up in the show, or he was just so good about it she never had to ask for it.
Ew.
Which is another
I don't
possibility.
think it was that, because Ross is a neurotic, narcissistic mess.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So how do we get on Friends? Because
slander. I'm here for it.
Sandwiches.
wow.
It's
And
always
being sleepy.
So I wonder if when we finally do get a Deadpool in the MCU, or is Korg going to be like in his movies?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
They better bring Josh Brolin back.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure he's under contract. He has something, you know.
There are contracts.
They kind of sent him off, so they kept him, but
true. Yeah, but I'm sure there's some cause of them like, hey, if we ever do a flashback, or we need a voice for What If. Hey.
Well, and not for nothing. Again, you have to remember these are people that enjoy the show. There are jobs you actually enjoy showing up for work for.
Oh,
There are, trust me. I
nobody
know.
here. Nobody here.
No, I know Lilith has never had one.
Oh,
Lilith is
Actually,
waiting
I
for her
have.
kid. Oh, okay,
When I was
good.
working
Well,
for
good.
myself. Because
Well, yeah.
screw capitalism, especially late stage capitalism. That's at the end of the day. That's all that.
you haven't seen the OnlyFans, have you?
Enjoy it while you can.
I know. Lilith was on the warpath on social media about OnlyFans this week.
If only I had fans, is what I will say.
When a famous comic book writer comments on your your social media post about porn, you're just like, okay.
You're welcome, Lilith. I know. Chichester was all. I was like, holy crap!
Well, she's
welcome,
not
Lilith.
wrong. What are we paying the OnlyFans for? Not.
I'm glad that I can raise awareness.
Although I will say, in this age of advanced digital media, it can be hard to tell the amateur from the professional as we go forward, and that's something that we've been moving towards for years now. When you
Thank you, Cornhub. That was Cornhub.
No.
That's how we get around that on TikTok.
Okay. But that's the idea, is that, that there are certain, that the technology has progressed to a point where, you can digitally edit a feature film on a laptop and have it look like a professional quality film.
But nobody wants professional porn anymore. That's not the trend. They don't want it to look like professional porn. That's the current trend right now.
Well, I don't know.
Trust me, I do.
I'll be honest, I'm at the stage of my life.
So I do.
I'm at the stage of my life where most of my porn is text-based. It's like, what a remote
you have fanfic, and then you have real porn, okay? You have the fluff, and then you have the real
No. There is real text-based porn that is not fanfic.
When it comes,
Are you 90?
When it comes,
Are you also playing chess by mail?
when it comes to television,
the queen?
when it comes to television and porn, he's still in the 70s. Leave him alone.
I don't blame you.
The 70s porn was really good. I mean, not to his story. You care.
People actually look like people.
You couldn't even.
Yeah, I can totally see the aesthetics.
You understood why they were having this sexual awakening. That was important.
You couldn't even see anything. Everyone was so hairy, though.
Sometimes seeing the hair was the point, Philip.
Some.
Okay, anyway. Wasn't this a comic book podcast?
By the way,
I don't know. I was talking about Deadpool and everyone's talking about Friends.
Everything
I don't know.
porn. That is my superpower.
It went right back to porn.
Well, look who's down there. Come on.
But I liked it because it was these two characters interacting, and now shared universe. And here's the interesting point about Deadpool. Did you know the first time Deadpool breaks the fourth wall was not in a comic story, but an advertisement? And in that sense, the idea that Deadpool's idea that he breaks the fourth wall is not actually intrinsic to its original character creation, but something that came out of hey, thank Brian Cronin, don't thank me on this, but out of this idea that basically in the 70s when they'd have ads for, hey kids, you want to buy comic books and get them delivered to your house? Basically the page in Marvel Comics that now is the ad page with your code to get your digital comic. That used to be a page that would have a little cutout so you could never sell your comic book again, to purchase comic books.
Thinking.
That's how you get to be valuable. Which is actually, that's going to be the big thing in the future, is it'll say digital code preserved. And that's how you'll know that is a rare comic book. Like, it is
that's just vintage.
Yes.
How long until you can sell your digital
his
copy?
first time breaking it was in one of these ads for something coming up where he says, hey kids, come and do this, and it was literally Hey Kids Comics, and that is what that entire fourth wall breaking concept for him comes from. Was that someone decided that because he did it there, that he could do it in the comic books.
I wonder where Brian originally saw that idea.
Where Brian?
Didn't you say Brian Cronin?
Nobody saw Brian.
Brian does the research, man. The man's actually, he does have his Juris Doctorate, you know. He is actually a professional, and he does research. So, and he's got one of those.
Yeah, I know, but research, like, what sparked the idea? Like, where'd that come from?
Oh, people write him and say, "Hey, when did Deadpool first break the fourth wall?" And then he gives the breakdown, and then it's like, and the first time he actually broke the fourth wall in a comic book was this, and there's a whole thing because there was one X-Men story where Deadpool wasn't Deadpool; it was Agent X1 or something, and there's a whole thing.
We don't talk about Agent X.
I don't care if you call me a whore or you call me your princess.
I'm just saying, you know, Brian Cronin does some great deep research. By the way, I just sent him an idea. I hope it actually makes the cut eventually, because he did look at it when he was looking through his messages, which is whether or not Sam Wilson is named after
Uncle Sam.
Samuel Wilson, Uncle Sam. I don't know if
I didn't
know that. The meat guy. I didn't know that until just recently, and now I'm like wondering, wait, is that why they named him Sam Wilson? And of course, like I said, you know, Stan Lee would of course say, yeah, of course, that's absolutely what I was doing. But you know, who knows why Stan Lee does anything? Man's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Anyway, Philip, was there something you wanted to talk about?
Yeah.
Poor Phil keeps getting sidetracked.
Guess nobody wants to talk Deadpool. Did you?
No, I want to talk Deadpool. What did you want to talk about the Deadpool piece? Because it's actually a bit for Free Guy.
Yeah. Which
is Deadpool adjacent because it is about a fictional character becoming self-aware. So it's an existential quandary, an existential discussion. It is about awakening yourself in the Matrix if you are Agent Smith. Mind blown. Agent Smith becomes real unto himself. And is he of the Matrix, or does he now control the Matrix? Is Neo in the Matrix, or is he outside of the Matrix? Is the Free Guy a free guy? Is he now truly free with free will? Or is he merely part of the program, a program Easter egg code that was always meant to be unlocked? And that is the existential crisis of Free Guy. This is going to be one of the deepest, most esoteric films since Lucy. There's going to be some crazy stuff about using...
Did you just call Lucy esoteric?
Oh, if you've ever saw it, it's esoteric. They do all kinds of weird visuals. They do weird visuals, man. That means it's esoteric.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Seeing grass grow, man. If that grass is growing, it's like, oh, that means something, man. I don't know what, but it's got to mean something.
I'm that
grass is growing, man. But anyway, no, I think Free Guy could have a lot of interesting questions to be posed and asked and answered, or it could just be a film about people shooting each other in a video game. One or the other.
It can be both.
And to be fair, having Korg, a character who does not break the fourth wall, and Deadpool, a character who does break the fourth wall, together, both playing the video game about a guy who is a character in a game who is actively alive, kind of suggests, you know what, maybe there's more. Interestingly enough, Takeo Watiti? I never remember how many T's you pronounce in that. Is the villain of the piece. Interestingly enough, he is the brilliant man who created the massive MMPP or Gaggle, whatever the thing the kids say where they play the games online, like the Fortnites. And he's the creator of it. Now he's mad because he's lost control of his creation. Much like Victor Frankenstein, he has created something, but now he cannot control it because you cannot control what you create. You create and it goes out, and it may destroy you, or it may just destroy what you thought you once were. And that is the beauty of Free Guy.
I do it twice on weekends.
Also, you can say, hey, isn't that guy from What We Do in Shadows?
Oh, such a great movie, such a great show.
Yes, it is.
I just have a
Damn you, Disney, for ruining the FX brand. Damn you. It's only streaming on Hulu now. Like, it's not fair that it is not a wider release because the shows on FX are just chef's kiss, really. It's a shame that they're just stuck to Hulu now. But yeah, not everybody wants to go and have Hulu when you have cable where FX was already on once upon a time.
FX is still on cable.
But they're not showing those TV shows on FX. They're only streaming on Hulu.
Aren't they still showing
those TV shows exclusively stream all the premiere stuff from FX exclusively streams on Hulu. Exclusively.
Okay.
And they're probably not going to sell the DVDs like the Disney Plus shows. So it's annoying.
Okay.
That's my FU mouse of the week. Thank you.
Whoa!
Well, fair enough.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh!
Some people have many problems with the mouse, and there's no arguments there.
We got a weekly set new.
Very powerful.
We got a new weekly segment. What is Lilith going to say F you to this week?
F the mouse every week. I have plenty.
I don't think she's going to run out of content for the mouse, you know.
Oh, no.
I mean, maybe she's going to have some FUs for the WB just because the WB
I always do. Like,
I know. Well, that's the thing. And I guess that's what Phil's going for. You know, like, some weeks the mouse... The mouse maybe you're going to say FU the rabbit. Or the... Honestly, Warner Brothers doesn't have much of... I mean, you want to say it's Bugs Bunny, but he is not as iconic to Warner Brothers as the mouse is to Disney.
I don't know about that. I think it depends on what era you grew up in.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're looking for the comparable...
Because it would be the frog, honestly, if you were a 90s
Yeah,
kid.
really. I mean, that's the thing. So really, it's F the frog or F the mouse. Because, yeah, Michigan J. Frog is...
That is
really,
the classic quintessential gag.
And you know what, to be fair, it is really such a unique Warner Brothers gag, Michigan J. Frog. And I love him. I want a Michigan rag. I don't know. Okay, Philip.
Well,
sometimes I feel a lot of passive aggression when Phil drops.
If Phil speaks and drops, you can't take it personally. That's his personality is the drop.
I actually think there's a lot of personality in the drops, and a lot of that is passive aggression. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Know that you know Phil's middle name is Petty.
Okay. Mr. Perich.
Felicia.
What did you want to say about Korg and Deadpool together again?
No, I'm good with what we said. I was going to say, speaking of video games and streaming platforms, something else for Lilith to F at. Did you see, I guess Netflix is going to start offering video games over their streaming now?
We're back to the early 2000s, are we?
Yeah, but they're not going to mail it. Yeah, but they're not going to mail it to you. It's going to be over the stream.
Well, now you don't have to. You can just download it. But it's like, we already have cloud gaming and people that do it. Well, I wouldn't say a lot better. It's still a wide open market for people to improve the experience of cloud gaming, especially with the limited availability of consoles. Thank you, scalpers and Bitcoin miners.
So let me understand. Like, I'm trying to understand what we're doing here now. Am I downloading Netflix onto my son's PS4, and then they can do that? Well, yeah, no, I know that, but are we now downloading? Because it's like this: if I have a TV thing and I'm using a 4-button remote to access a video game on Netflix, how does that work?
I think it'll be like Amazon Luna, where you have to buy the controller and you'll sync it to your Netflix account to play in the section of the game. Or you can just pick up any controller, then there's they sync via Bluetooth or whatever they do these days.
I don't know what the kids are doing. Just give me a freaking...
Well, everything's NFC right now. So yeah, they'll probably do NFC.
Yeah. Well, because I actually do wonder that, because if they're going to be, are they doing original video game content, or are they doing here is Grand Theft Auto, and then is it are they doing their own?
They'll probably get the little indie companies, because it's kind of Netflix.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and so you have the cute little RPGs and stuff like that, I think. They won't have anything massive. Yeah, to start.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's Netflix used to be Tubi when you had it at the first stage of streaming. With Netflix, it was like, oh, look at this obscure random thing. Here's this indie film no one has ever seen. It's about a certified public accountant going around fixing people's taxes. It was amazing, and it was great. It was an actual movie. I forget what it was called, but it was a lot of fun. I watched it many times because I like that level of nerdery where it's like, aha, but you see, you did not carry the 2. Aha, and that is deductible.
And this is the episode we found out Charlie is Sheldon. Please move out of his seat. Please move out of his seat, Philip.
Bazinga.
There's nothing wrong with being Sheldon.
No, nothing wrong with being Sheldon. I'm very much
Sheldon has an amazing arc on that show. You could be wrong. Now that's an insult.
He wanted to know
People
about
say
prize.
I'm a much more. I'm Sheldon relaxed. I'm Sheldon who doesn't care about
after Amy.
Yeah, I'm Sheldon after
Sheldon.
Amy. You know, I'm post Amy Sheldon, and I have my Amy, I have my Diana. So there we go. So it all makes sense. It's all connected.
Oh, did you see? Did you see the new theory on the Big Bang Theory? I guess they're saying, you know how like the show kind of changed after season 1, and they're saying that the new theory is that, you know, remember in the first episode, Penny was saying she was writing a screenplay about, you know, a girl who comes from the Midwest, you know, kind of basically her life story, but not her. They're like, okay, seasons 2 through 12 are her screenplay.
Okay.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah,
Internet, stop it! Just come to terms. If you don't like a show, you just have to come to terms with it.
What I'll say is I liked it better the first time Cheers did it. You know, because that was literally the final episode of Cheers, where Shelley Long comes back and says, "No, I wrote my adventures," and that's a show.
I thought you were going to say Roseanne. Well, the original.
Oh, that's the worst way you could do it.
Honestly, that was a good way to
look,
do it.
I'm not going to hate on Roseanne for that last season because she knew it was her last season and she got all the money she could out of the network doing every single thing she could possibly want to do. So if you look at it in that sense, you can't really hate on it. She did numbers for that network for years.
What I will say is, I am not upset about the narrative ending of the first run of Roseanne. I'm upset that it never got referenced in the second revival of Roseanne, where there was some reference to this novel. Honestly, what I would love to see is someone finds Roseanne's novel in the new season of Roseanne, and it actually gets published. Connors? The Connors, yes. You know, I would love for them to find just this old, you know, because if you remember at the end, that's what it was. She was writing the novel of what she wished had happened and how that would have played out. And I would love to see that be integrated into the story, that doesn't become an aspect of the new Roseanne, new Connor story. To me, that was what was lacking from the Roseanne reboot. Is that we ended on
that Will and Grace thing where they wink to the audience like, you got it? Never happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, but it is what it is, you know. That's showbiz, kids. You know, there's not much you can do about it.
Hey, should we get some comics? Charlie Esser's sitting on a mountain of comics.
He's shopping at the bed.
I got indies, man. I got 2 indies. Okay, so you want to do the old indie first?
Phil's Comics Corner.
You know, and this is, I'm not doing We Only Found Them When They're Dead because I haven't read it yet, and we're not doing, there's American Mythos Monsters 2, which I haven't read yet, but that was one that came out this week. We Only Found Them When They're Dead is like 3 weeks ago. But this week I'm doing Department of Truth, number, cover B. Wait. I don't know. They always hide that. What do they mean? Oh, issue 10. Issue 10. The Cryptid issue, Lilith.
Nice.
Bigfoot is real? Well, that's the thing, is cryptids kind of are real and are problematic. Though what's interesting is that what are problematic aren't aliens or angels or
they're
ghosts.
Space sperm, to quote Rick and Morty this week.
Yeah, space. They weren't space sperm.
We
know what you did, Morty.
Morty.
Be ashamed, Morty. Just own up to it. If you had just said, you know, it's like, you know, at a certain point,
as soon as you saw the orange juice, you knew this was going to be a Gazorpazorp episode.
I know, but the whole thing is that, you know, Morty, everybody knows now. Nobody is like, oh, goodness, you did that? It's like, of course, you know. Anyway, but the idea is in this, that when you actually imagine a living cryptid, it's a creature made of pure belief that has to exist in the real world. And it becomes a much more difficult thing to deal with, because aliens, angels, those things, ghosts, they appear and then they disappear. Cryptids have to be in an area, have to be around. And they actually say that it actually takes a toll on those who see it because they become obsessed with it because they saw it, but their minds can't process what it is because it's a creature made of pure belief. And they made this point about jackalopes, that no one ever believed in jackalopes, but as soon as, but that basically if someone does a little CG animation of a jackalope and some influencer on TikTok for the kids like Lilith, puts it out there, then they're going to be out in the woods for a week killing jackalopes. And there's a whole narrative here, which is...
So it's just all about tulpas, basically.
And that's a word they use, actually. Thank you, Lilith. I didn't even know that was a word until Lilith used it extemporaneously. And,
Thank you, Supernatural.
Here's where it gets interesting. So, we deal with the Department of Truth's field office in this, which is basically the guys who go out and kill the cryptids. And, by the way, they do make reference about having to kill Santa Claus, which every so often they sadly have to do. That was like... Oh, no! Yeah, I'm waiting for the Christmas episode where they have to go and kill Santa Claus. You know what? To be fair, Lilith, if they didn't, he would wind up like Robot Santa Claus and just punish the naughty.
Oh, from Futurama, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing. Where it goes eventually is problematic. So, but the problem is you have this.
Can we keep the flying reindeer at least?
Lilith, those things do not exist in this universe. That is not what you have to have laws of physics to govern the universe, Lilith. That's the point of the Department of Truth.
That's
I know.
Silly, Lilith.
They're the TVA, but for fantasy and reality. Everyone's like, yay, let's break free! And then you get eaten by a dragon. You see, it's great when you're slaying a dragon, not so much when you're being eaten. And that's what the TVA and the Department of Truth are trying to say. I know you think, but couldn't we just let these fanciful, wonderful things exist? It's like, no.
Crocodile Loki did nothing wrong.
Yes. Oh, by the way, that is a thing I have to talk about. It is croaky, because even if he's an alligator, all alligators are crocodiliads, or crocodilians. And so they're all crocs in that sense. And actually, I think he's a caiman, not an alligator. He's too small to be an alligator. Thank you. Welcome to my TED Talk. But
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah, but there's this A story and this B story. The A story about our Department of Truth people, and the B story about our hunters out hunting cryptids. But then the old man who's been searching for evidence of Bigfoot for so many years overhears the Department of Truth saying they have to kill the cryptid.
Why did your eye drift over to my box?
And that they occasionally, when the hunters get too close, they have to kill them too. So it's like, oh boy, I see where the internet's going this week. As always, a great book. If you don't read Department of Truth, you should. It's pretty dang good. It's pretty dang good. Okay, someone else do a book.
Lil, throw it out. Throw it in.
So shout out to Dynamite for bringing back Barbarella. Barbarella #1 came out this week. If you know, you know. The aesthetics are on point. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely stunning. It's a $4 book. It was written by Sarah Holt, and then the art is by Metabet Masakos. And, I'm a huge fan of Barbarella. I'm glad that they kind of stayed away from the Pamela Anderson, aesthetics of all of that. I'm glad we're getting a fresh take on that.
Did they do a Pamela Anderson Barbarella?
Back in the day, yeah.
Oh,
it was like a short animated cartoon. Came on later.
Okay. Like for me, Barbarella is always just, Jane Fonda. That's my
That's the aesthetic I like, but this Barbarella.
That's the 70s aesthetic. That's farm to table aesthetic that you want.
Jane Fonda can still get it. just so you guys know.
The woman didn't make a lot of money doing workout videos for nothing. So,
I just love, it's a very 70s campy story, but the aesthetics are very modern, very macabre. So you kind of get this juxtaposition of the story and the aesthetics, and I think it works so far. For me. Actually, it's kind of like James Bond with boobs in space. If I had to sum it up.
So Moonraker, if Roger Moore was a lady.
Yes. Exactly.
Perfect. I'm 1000% there. It's, okay, totally get that. I know exactly what that is. I may pick that up.
Yeah, Dynamite, like with the licensed properties that they have, they do a really good job generally. So I was really excited. It totally caught me off guard. I totally forgot that this was coming out. And when I saw the cover at the store, I was like, oh my God, yes!
Perfect. Philip, it is your turn. What book did you read?
All right.
Did you read an indie book this week, or is it all just the big two or
Kyle
three?
Sagan's book isn't out this week yet, is it?
No.
Carl Sagan has a book?
What?
Carl Sagan?
Kyle Higgins.
Kyle Higgins. Radiant.
Oh, Kyle Higgins. I thought you said Carl Sagan. I was like, man, I didn't know Carl Sagan was still doing comic books. Good for him!
Yeah, no indies, but I'm going to throw out Spider-Woman number 13.
Oh my God! Okay, so I'm all caught up. And now I
you?
can start listening to the Spider Babies.
Yes! And if you want to send feedback, they're recording Sunday, Lil, so if you want to send feedback on
Sweet.
13. Yeah, I mean, again, just the same team. Perez is killing it on the art. I mean, just a beautiful book, you know. Even when she's smacking someone around with a baby stroller, it still looks great.
That's how I feel. I can relate to that panel.
All these assassins are coming out of the woodwork because she has a floppy disk of info from the High Evolutionary. And like,
can I shout out Lady Bullseye? Like, this is how you do Bullseye. That's all that I'm saying. Lady Bullseye greater than regular Bullseye.
And I love Carla Pacheco's writing because I love Lady Bullseye shows up and Jessica Drew's like, Lady Bullseye, I almost didn't recognize you. Is that a new costume? I didn't recognize you without a boob hanging out.
Yeah, that's about what I was going to say there. Is she like more tastefully dressed now?
Well, everything's in.
Okay, so no, she's just wearing like the standard leotard that that most proper superheroes wear.
Yeah, like the design, the design's there, but yeah, it's not actually hanging out. So.
Well, okay, so yeah, I mean, I like the concept of Lady Bullseye. But mostly the design was always a little like, that does not look comfortable.
Yeah.
First off, we're going to hide all the knives you're going to be throwing with that. That's all I'm saying.
It's in her prison purse.
Whoa! I mean, yeah.
It's in his prison
I don't
purse.
think that'd be comfortable. That's all I'm saying.
Like I said, the art team's great. I love Carla's writing. They should give her a Deadpool book if they ever do another Deadpool book.
I can totally back you up on that one.
Oh my God! Are you listening? You said you're re-listening to Know Her Is the Fear episodes. Wait, they've talked to her like at least two times. Wait till you hear that.
Sweet. I'm gonna get caught up on that. Send that feedback. Yeah, I'm on board, and I can't wait for our Spider Baby crossover.
Yes.
No, there's just one Spider Baby, right? Or is there more than one?
The Spider Babies we're talking about is Ray and Saren.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like her baby. I know she had a baby that has spider powers.
Yeah, she has one baby, but yes, we're talking about Ray's other podcast.
Oh, okay. So Ray is the Spider Babies. They make their dreams come true. They'll do the same for you. But I thought maybe there was more than one Spider Baby in the comic books. Because there have been multiple Spider Babies, just never together. They've never done across the Spider Baby verse.
Now that's what we need to do. We need a council of Spider Babies. I'm here for it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Parker and whatever Jessica's baby's name is, and just 6 other Spider Babies throughout
Miles
history.
and Gwen's baby, because it's gonna happen. Mark my words.
So,
they can even get the little Spider Baby from the little universe.
Oh,
that's just the little Spider-Man, and he can be like the leader of the Spider Baby Council. Like, no, listen, guys, I'm the oldest.
So yeah,
and of course Porker Parker, as just a general council member.
So yeah, I cannot.
I'm not a baby. I'm a pig. I'm a full-grown adult pig.
I cannot recommend the Spider-Woman series highly enough. And then, yeah, you guys should read it. It's on issue 13, and then go check out To Know Her Is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman podcast with Ray and Saren. So.
You're welcome, Ray. Where's our feedback, Ray?
Tricky Dicky.
Okay, is it back to me?
Yes, sir.
So I want to talk another great book from the indie world. A Man Among Ye. Another classic Lady Pirate saga. I don't know exactly what random Caribbean island is set up, but they got hookers and the big bed For those who are fans of Young Einstein, you know the big bed costs extra. And here we see Anne Bonny in bed with two young ladies she is commissioned for the evening, as all of her crew has been looking for her. They're kind of playing her into a bit of a Jack Sparrow bit here, where she's just sort of wandering around. She's not drunk, though, so you got to give them that. She's just, no, I'm just super capable, and I'm not worried, because I know we're going to get through this. We're the protagonists. And we get, she's basically been waiting to get this special thing from this clearly a witch lady. They see the little puppet show, which is actually kind of some budding political satire where they kill the pirates after they agree to not be pirates if they give them land. And then the guy kills them anyway. And it gets pretty dark. And, you know, we have, the lady who ran away with her servant, who is very, very, very much bothered by how much work this is to be a woman on the lam. And her runaway slave lover is like, yeah, I know, it must be very difficult for you. Anyway, plotline, and Bonnie finds a really great sword that she's going to buy. But then the cops come, so she has to kill them, as you do. And wackiness ensues. Rich girl tries to get kidnapped back to her dad, but her faithful escaped lover tries to help them. They all eventually... This is a great panel right here, actually. We get the four of them running away from all the troubles, only to be cornered by the British, as you do. And that's our cliffhanger for next episode. I'm so glad that A Man Among Thee is back. It ended, and it seemed to be gone forever by the way that they sort of sent it off. Like, yeah, we figured we got the 4 issues. That's all we got. We're back with 5, and I'm so excited to see where we go next. A Man Among Ye. If you like Lady Pirates, and I know you do, you're going to love this.
Lilith Hellfire.
Oh, let's see. I guess I'll give a shout out to Black Mask. They did Everfrost number 2 this week. Everfrost is kind of like the Morlocks versus the Eli. You know, that's the kind of vibe that they're giving. I like the artwork. The story is kind of, it's sci-fi. It's if you're looking for like a good sci-fi adventure kind of story that's not like set in the Big Two and you like the time machine, basically, I think this might be the book for you. It was written by Ryan K. Lindsay. The art's by Sammy Kevla. I'm not familiar with these people, but I like number 1. Number 2's good, and I'm wondering where the story's going. She found her lost kid, so now that's settled, so what's next, I guess.
So who's our protagonist here, the Morlocks or the Eloi?
Not really, not weird, but they're kind of like the distant battle that we're worried about later. She's found it, it's like the first quest was like find her kid, and so the protagonists of the story are 2 people called Van and 8. And they're like in this like dystopian society, of course, everything has to be dystopian because we're living in late stage capitalism. Let the literature reflect. So yeah, that was the whole thing. So now, I don't know what the next quest is now that we found her son. I feel like because this is something that a lot of Black Mass Studio books do. They like every issue is like kind of self-contained and gives you a resolution because they don't know if they're going to give you the next one.
It serves its purpose in that sense, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And which I don't have a problem with. Like I said, they're a small studio and anything could go at any time.
Kind of interesting that no one ever does anything with the Eloi. I mean, lots of people have had Morlocks. Marvel has their Morlocks, but no one ever does would have been cool to have like a splinter cell of Eloi who are like, no, we're the better ones. We're the elites of the Morlock society, and we don't do that whole turn ourselves into monsters things. We're just so beautiful. Just saying,
it's a cool
concept out there.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Ross, look who it is.
Russell? Oh, that was a while ago.
Oh, it was a while ago?
Yeah.
I missed it. Oh. Okay, Philip, Give us your book.
Lilith, did you do your homework? Did you read the Flash annual?
Of course I did.
What did you think?
Is Gorilla Grodd in it?
No.
This is the 90s?
It's the
60s?
You know he likes that 70s porn. No.
I like gorillas, and I won't apologize for it.
There's a drop. Okay. Lilith, did you think they redeemed Wally West in this, or no?
From where he was and what they did, they better had. I'm glad that they kind of retconned it.
Oh,
I'm glad that we're getting justice for Wally. Like, I've been screaming justice for Wally for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just glad that he's getting it and that these Gen Z kids will know an actual decent Wally West. I'm super excited for the future and promise that it holds. But at the same time, it's like, Barry's still my guy, so.
And they kind of made it so, like, Roy Harper could make, like, actually, like, sacrifice himself to save, the universe.
He's always sacrificing
well,
himself.
He's already back in Infinite Frontier, so don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Well, because...
I'm not reading Infinite Frontier like that.
You're not reading Black Lantern, Roy?
Oh, really?
Oh, he's a Black Lantern?
He has a Black Lantern ring, but he's like, I'm not dead. Why do I have a Black Lantern ring?
I'm sorry, buddy. He's like, again?
Just because you don't think you're dead, don't mean you're not.
I mean, is it like when they gave Hawkeye Pym particles? They're like, hey, here, Roy Harper, have a Black Lantern ring.
So he's using the power of death for good. Good for him.
So far.
That's another legacy character they don't know what to do with, but okay.
Well, the problem with legacy characters is they never want their characters to age, And it's great when, here's the thing, Cap can stay young and Bucky can age up. And they can even, tie it up. Like, now we both have super soldier serum. That works out perfectly. But it's like, at a certain point, it gets hard because eventually you can say, well, if Robin has a wife and kids now, Batman, you're kind of granddad Batman now, and maybe we should acknowledge that.
So $6 for an annual, that's what we're doing now?
Yes.
That was my only price point. And I was like, it could have been $4.99. And I feel like it warranted the extra $1. That's my only...
And Lilith, did we need the return of Savitar?
I would have figured that they would have been doing whatever the TV show's doing, but...
Well, I mean...
They ruined the property of Savitar, so they do have to have some redemption.
I mean, they did it one season, 3-4 seasons ago?
And they ruined it, so I totally get why they're trying to bring it back and make it better.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, the last page. My name is Wally West, and I am the Flash.
Fastest man alive.
Yeah, he's faster.
That's for Wally West.
I have nothing to brag about, sir.
He's supercharged, and he's faster than Barry now. For now.
Okay, well, we'll see. They've tried to redeem Hank Pym a lot of times, too. That's all I'm saying. And that was only one
never did
panel.
Anything wrong. He's the redheaded stepchild and the whipping boy. He's basically the Flash fans' version of Jason Todd.
Didn't he kill a bunch of people in that whole...
Well, that's why
they
retconned it here, my friends. It was a Speed Force explosion. It wasn't Wally West.
Okay.
It was all Savitar's fault coming out of the Speed Force.
Here's all I'm going to say is that writers don't like to let things go, and some writers like when they go bad. And then they're going to say, no, yes, it was just an explosion of the Speed Force, but that darkness was always inside him.
Hey, you compared them to Hank Pym. There's a reason we say keep your Pym hand strong, okay?
Nice.
All I'm going to say is, it was one panel, but honestly, what happens is once defining a character.
Any universe.
You define the character. At a certain point, it becomes who they are.
616, he backhanded her, and then in the Ultimates, he was attacking her. It's
yeah,
universe, man.
But it's like the Hulk. It's like, he wasn't always as messed up mentally as he is now.
Yes, he has.
No, it's a real smorgasbord. It's like,
he was just repressed.
We can talk about Immortal Hulk when we get to super connectivity, but it's like, okay, this is all just... None of this makes sense. It's all nuts, but sure, why not?
Oh, yeah, did you see they had, in a couple months, Immortal Hulk 50, it's been confirmed. I thought it already was, that it's the last issue, but it's going to be like, I think he said 80 pages or something. So that
sure,
thing's
why
gonna be
not? I'll buy
expensive.
it. I mean, I'm fine to see where it ends. I've enjoyed the run for the most part. Like my only ever complaint is just body horror.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like that's not my thing. It's like, I'm sorry. I like my text-based porn. I don't like body horror.
Because it kind of makes sense for the Hulk, and they hadn't been doing it, so that's what kind of drew me in. So I think that's what it did. It's like, well, this is the aspect we can explore.
Yeah, and it is, and it's not like they haven't done it with the Hulk. You know, honestly, ever since Kirby drew him with 3 toes, it's like it's been waiting there. And this is what I say. Like, there's a writer that, no, man, remember when the Hulk got 3 toes? That's because, like, his body's always shifting and changing, and he's gonna just explode into muscle and bone and crazy blah body horror. That was that artist's thing or that writer's thing.
I mean, when you shift from like 150 pounds to like
man, 3 toes, man. How does the Hulk have 3 toes? It's because it's body horror, man. They want to make you see how much of a monster he is. Which, incidentally, is what I've actually even discussed as to why the thing has only 4 fingers. Because the loss of the finger is what separates him from humanity. And that's why he can't be both Ben Grimm and the Thing. Because he can't accept...
he's a Simpsons character. Gotcha.
Something like that. I have a whole discussion on the whole subject, and I'm quite proud of it. It doesn't exist anymore as a written document, but it was out there in the old Marvel message boards.
Did you have a great hard drive crash?
No. I typed it on the Marvel message board, and then they just got rid of the Marvel message board. So it's probably exists on the Marvel message board in the Wayback Machine. But like other people on the boards were like, oh yeah, no, Charlie really knows what he's talking about about how radiation affects your perception of yourself and why Ben can't be both Ben Grimm and the Thing. And I wonder if they're going with that something with the Hulk now because they want to bring him kind of in line with the MCU Hulk and this idea of there is not a Banner or a Hulk, there is only us.
I get so much right.
I do. It just takes a long time because don't even get me started on the current Spider-Man story.
Oh, the Sinister War? Yeah.
All of it.
Do we want to end with that, or?
Yeah,
you can turn to Student Super Connectivity to read about the Clums.
Oh! That's all right, Lilith. We're doing Ultimate Spider-Cast tomorrow. We can talk about it there, too.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, anyone want to throw out any other books?
I got a whole other show to do, so I mean, if you need time, you need filler, Phil, we can fill.
I'm just saying, does anyone want to throw any out here?
Yeah, I mean,
especially Lilith, since she's not doing the other show tonight. So.
No, I'm good. I got everything in that I had on my list.
Oh, good lord! But yes, no, Lilith, Infinite Frontier #2. Good lord. Yeah.
I'm still on 0, so leave me alone.
Flashpoint Batman he's on, Earth 22, gets attacked by Magog, you know.
Wait, Flashpoint Batman.
Yeah, Thomas Wayne.
They love that Flashpoint Batman.
I thought you meant 0 Point Batman, so.
No.
Batman story being written today that no one's reading but me, but okay.
I read the first couple, it's fine, it's cute. See, look,
he's the world's greatest detective, Philip. You should appreciate that.
Black Lantern, Roy Harper.
Poor Roy.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because all of a sudden the ring flares up, and then he's like asking, he's like, he asked where his daughter's at. I didn't know he had a daughter after New 52, so he's asking the ring, "Where's my daughter?" But all it says is, "Come to me, my Black Lantern."
Well, you know that Young Justice show is still popular, so we got to keep bringing that up.
Okay, but
and the ring says Darkseid is.
So then, Ollie's a granddad now.
Yeah, since like the 90s, dude.
Okay, but don't you see what the problem with this whole conversation is?
I mean, in the 80s and 90s, I mean, they were writing Oliver Queen like he was at least in his 40s, right, Lil?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, but now his daughter's going to be 22, and it's like, this is the problem that you're creating with the story, is what I'm saying.
Well, I don't think Roy Harper's kid ever got past probably
6?
I know they're Franklin Richards in her, but the fact of the matter is, I assume her or him. I don't know.
But I mean, she hasn't
I
been
always
seen
assume it's a baby daughter, just because it's a weird thing Because you're more inclined to protect your baby daughter than your baby son, I guess, is the argument to be made. I don't know. Don't tell my son.
Sorry, Ezra boys. And then Cameron Chase.
It's something, it's a weird patriarchal thing.
Well, if Cameron Chase chases down Captain Atom and then figures out that he's like some other...
Hey, I have a Funko of that.
What, Captain Atom?
Yeah.
I want that. That's on my wish list. But no.
Done. Say less.
Then she finds out it's like a double from another universe, and he like kills himself and says Darkseid is setting off like a massive like nuclear explosion.
What is Infinite Frontier supposed to be? I'm so confused.
I think was it the end of Dark Knight's Metal? One of these many. I think they're trying to set up Darkseid like pre-Crisis Darkseid.
Okay.
So
you know what my problem with Darkseid is?
Darkseid is
the better Thanos. Your point?
Oh
no! It's that if he has this omniversal brainwash power that he never uses. It's like, I've got the anti-life equation. Great. Would you like to use it to control all beings in the Omniverse? No. I have to only use it at special times on a one-on-one basis.
He's on the spectrum.
Even though I've shown I could do it like on a massive planet-wide scale many, many, many times. No, I'm not going to just control everything with the anti-life
convenient plot point is convenient. Your point, so I think that's common.
I know.
Take it back to earlier.
Is that, like, Infinity Gauntlets need Infinity Gems. They can be taken away from them.
He's Cosmic villain
all these
Sheldon
things
Cooper.
That go into why the MacGuffin actually has a purpose in the story. But if he just has the MacGuffin and he could just use it whenever he wants to, but he just chooses not to. Honestly, I just gotta ask, dude, is that even your motivation? Are you just a lazy old god who just likes to fight people?
That's kind of the thing. That's actually kind of the thing.
That's kind of the thing. He's old and he don't give a crap. Yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah, all the new gods have like these weird quirks, so that's
They're really sad. It's just a sad existence.
I think it's just the way Kirby wrote everybody, because I've been reading some early Eternals. I got like the big omnibus. Working my way through, so I'm on like the first early Kirby Eternals, New Gods. It's like they don't give a crap. It's just like, oh hey, the Eternals don't give a crap about nothing until the Celestials show up, and they're like, oh, the Celestials are here.
Kirby was kind of a bitter dude. I think he had a lot of pent up, and honestly, the man fought in World War II. What's not to be bitter about? It's like, the man has like lived a life. And it influenced his writing, and he was like, man, life is kind of awful, and people are awful, and that kind of sucks. And it's like, I fought for my country, and look at all these people who can't vote, so that's cool. Well, okay. I can see why God would be like, I really don't care about you monkeys. Have a fun day.
It seemed like there's a lot of that in there. He's like that, but also, they reprinted some of those letter pages. It seemed like he was interested in like UFOs and the supernatural and other dimensions and stuff. He almost seemed like he was a Grant Morrison before Grant Morrison.
Nice.
Honestly, to be fair,
print that internet.
I will say this: Kirby is the more talented Alan Moore. I said it and I stand by it.
And we haven't had an Alan Moore hate fest in a while, so we'll allow it.
Charlie's been on vacation. That would have been funny.
Finally, I can fill out my bingo card and take a drink.
That would have been funny if he emailed that in. Yeah, that's
bingo. Yeah, no, it's.
That would have been funny if he would have been like, poop on Alan Moore while I'm gone.
He just sends him feedback.
And
Alan
fair,
Moore sucks.
I've made peace with Alan Moore.
Great.
I'm just gonna say. It's not like what he did was groundbreaking, except that he was the one who created it himself, and so it is groundbreaking for him, and that's a good thing.
It's not groundbreaking, but he created it himself.
You know what? When it's real to you, it's real.
It's still real to me.
It doesn't matter. This is the thing. So they recently realized that...
story's been told before. Everything's just window dressing, bro.
That's what I'm saying, man. It doesn't matter if the Babylonians had trigonometry or they didn't.
Oh, Babylon.
The fact of the matter is the guy who rediscovered trigonometry did the work. and found his version of trigonometry that he then passed on to more people. So it's not like, oh, wow, the Babylonians had trigonometry and now that other trigonometry doesn't matter. It's like, no, that guy still did the work. He still created his own. He rediscovered trigonometry.
The trigonometry. I got you.
He rediscovered trigonometry, and writers have been doing that for years. I mean, Kirby wasn't the first guy to do it and wasn't even the best guy to do it. But he did do it.
At Charlie Esser.
Look, man, I'm sorry. These people working in popular fiction. As Orson Welles said, popular fiction, it's a great field to be in, but I've never been a popular artist. And right there is just like, oh, okay, well, that's just your... he says, I love Dickens. Dickens was a popular artist. I'm not a popular artist. And right there is that little... Oh yeah, Shakespeare, he's so popular, Can't be a popular artist myself. I mean,
jokes, bro. That's why Shakespeare's so popular.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Shakespeare's full of dick jokes. What?
Of course it is. Why do you think he's so popular?
We're the Shakespeare podcast. Print it up, Cronin.
Oh, we can't.
What?
They said it on CW, so I figured we were okay to
we
say
can't say Richard jokes? That there was a guy named Richard? He wrote a whole play about a guy named Richard. That's the whole thing is just a whole joke about, being a dick. So,
I mean,
like Richard the Third.
I think we're
Third
fine.
dick. If you had 3 dicks, this would be the third one, and that was the joke that he told.
Enough about Lilith's love life. Yeah, I think we're safe, but just in case.
Nobody tell Rob.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, nah.
Can't listen to this stuff.
I'm very.
On that note, it's not a dick joke. Let's go.
On that note.
All right, kids. Yes. Good Lord. You heard everything tonight. Send your thoughts. What comics are you loving? What TV shows you loving? What's What If going to be? So email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Capes and Lunatics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find links to all the various social medias for all the shows. Links to the Patreon. More and more stuff there. Links to merch. All in one place. That's Linktree. linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. Sorry, kids. Little Hellfire was giving her dog a dirty look. And please remember, support all things Southgate Media Group. Go to southgatemediagroup.com. And also, go check out, after you sign up for our Patreon, go check out the Southgate Media Group Patreon. Rob's got free content there, paid content. I wouldn't be surprised if he had home video of him and Charlie Esser in his backyard.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
There are photographs. I don't know if anything was taken with an action lens. So.
A long lens. Yes. So check that out. And also go pick up Pod Life, the book, now in digital and paperback. And you can get that on Amazon. And when you get anything on Amazon, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. That's right, Little Hellfires. Help us support this show, the network, and...
that guy with 4 fingers.
Hey-oh.
Don't we all have 4 fingers?
That man who paid money to pose with Charlie Esser, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom.
I do it for free, Philip.
What did you say?
Oh, okay.
Mark my words.
Hopefully you got a clean drop of that one.
I do it twice on weekends.
Little Hellfire.
Oh, wait, Charlie, are you and Maz going to cover What If for Enough Said?
That's a good question. I will talk to him about it when we finish up Loki. Because we haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, I mean, obviously, that's a thing we could do. But I have to see what he wants to do. But yes, I'd love to do that. That's in August and it's soon, so. Maybe.
Nice. So if you guys want to hang out with me on the interwebs, you can find me on Twitter @Lilith Hellfire, on Instagram @Lilith Hellfire69. Daily reminder that Instagram is no longer a photo sharing app. Moving on, not going to be petty. And of course on TikTok @Lilith Hellfire69. Not in the face!
Oh, please, you're my sister. Come on, you're petty too. Cool. All right, Charlie Esser.
Well, if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our mothers and fathers once did, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitters. I live tweet things like, I don't know, probably Legends of Tomorrow, something that has a schedule anymore. Sundays at 8, I think, when I remember, at Charlie Esser, that's CharlieSser, with the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
I like it when we have the live version a lot.
I know, that was great last time, yeah.
Honestly, you've never lived until Maz has given you a ping.
Whoa.
Hooray!
He's so good to work with. He's just the best. Makes me better.
Man. Alright, so all of you skinny rich friends, join us next time. But until then, we have been your Capes
Ampersand
Lunatics!
In his summer home. Ralph is old. He goes to Florida for the winter. Are armadillos still out for winter? They don't hibernate, do they?
An armadillo for sale. Magilla armadillo for sale.
I got nothing.
That's what she said.
Hey there everyone, I'd like to tell you about the YouTube channel I Am Your Target Demographic. If you're a fan of comics, we have plenty that you'll enjoy over there, including a series called Heroes Like Us that explores comic characters of all sorts of different identities. And we even have a series that defines words that are used in nerd culture that you may not know what they mean. So you can check us out by heading to YouTube and searching I Am Your Target Demographic, or look up IAYTD on any social media outlet.